Hello everyone and welcome back to Crafts by the Bow. It's a little bit gloomy here in Cochrane today. The sky's grey and I'm not sure if we aren't going to get some more snow. So I've retreated to my craft room because I need to make a birthday card for my brother-in-law. And during the week I had a class and we were using old paper pumpkin sets, and we used this one, the Broadway Star one, and I had lots of little bits and pieces left. Let me just show you. I had bits of card, some of the embellishments, I had some of the birthday cakes left, some of the candles, and I thought that's what I'd use. It was already out and in a packet, so I thought rather than go and find anything else, this is what we're going to make. And as I was coming out of the downstairs room where I had the class, I found this card that Elizabeth Green had made for me. Now, I belong to a really great group of girls on Facebook who are all demonstrators all over Canada. And Elizabeth is in Ontario. And just before Christmas started for our new catalogue, she sent me this card as a swap. We all sent a swap to everybody, and then we got 15 or 16 cards back, all different. And Elizabeth made this really nice pyramid card. I've made these before, a long time ago, before I even started using Stampin' Up! Things. And I remember, I'd punch out a piece here and put a piece of vellum, and then we put a little tea light underneath it. And it was a really pretty card. But instead of sort of using it as a card, it was always used as a 3D object, for our tea lights and things. But I like the idea of it just being a card. And I thought, seeing as it was an easy card to make, this is the one I'm going to make for today. Now, when the card is flat, it will fit in one of our envelopes. You just have to be a little bit careful about where you place this embellishment, because if it's too far off to the side, then it won't go into the envelope. And be careful too, if you put too many embellishments on, you will have to pay extra postage and packing. So let's get on and make the card that Elizabeth sent me. Because I wanted to use up the paper pumpkin, I decided to use the card bases as my base and for some of my DSP. So I cut the card base down, and it was cut to 8 inches across by 4 inches down. And then it was already scored in the middle, but if you're using just an ordinary piece of card, score it at 4. And then what you need to do as well is score from the middle to the outside corner, from the middle to the outside corner. And this will just give you, let me just check that that's 4. Yep. It will just give you the score lines that you need to make the pyramid. So let me move the blade out of the way. Okay. And then again, middle to the outside. Line it up on the track. It's got a groove that goes all the way down it, and that's what I use to line up if I want to score something. So make sure your bottom corner is on the track and your top corner is on the track, and then score. So you end up with kind of an arrow pointing away from you. And then what you need to do is to cut a piece of DSP, or I've used the back of one of the card bases, and you need 4x4 piece, and you're going to cut it right down the middle. Now you'll notice that these two pieces don't match up. The pattern went down sort of just like this, like a vertical pattern. So what I did was I had to cut it twice. Because I didn't want one to go this way, I'll show it that way, one to go vertically and one to go horizontally, because that would just mess with my head. So I cut 2 squares, and then I've used one from each. But if your DSP doesn't have a pattern that runs one way, it's no problem at all. It's just if your pattern runs one way and it's going to bother you if both pieces don't go the same way, then you end up having to cut 2 squares. So just imagine that this is all running the same way. It's a 4x4 square. I've lined it up with the top corner in the track and the bottom corner like a diamond, closed it up, and I've cut it. Okay, so that's going to be our decoration piece. Then I've cut a 4x4 piece of black square. I'm going to do the same. I'm not going to cut it. This one I'm just going to score. Just like that. And then I'm going to do exactly the same with a white piece. So you need a white piece, 4x4, and cut it right through the middle. Okay. I don't think we need the trimmer again for a little while. So let's put that down. What you will notice if you use our basic black card is that it's a little bit thicker than some of the coloured card, and it's certainly a little bit thicker than this card from the Paper Pumpkin set. So just be aware that it will be a little bit heavier. Now, to attach this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold over on the score lines that we made. And you can go over with your bone folder as well, just to make sure that the creases are nice and sharp. And then with the black piece, I'm going to hold it in the shape of that diamond with the score line right down the middle. And I'm going to attach it just in here. And all you do is follow the lines of the scores. So you know you have it right in the middle at the top, and these will follow the score lines. Okay, so I'm going to attach it with fast fuse. Don't go all the way down to this edge though, because once this is in, look, you have a little triangle left, and if you have glue down here, it will make the cards stick together, and that's not how you want it to be. There we go. Well, let's just put a little bit more nearer that edge. I'm working in a bit of a shadow here with it being dark. I've put the main light on and it's just a little bit, it's behind me, so I've just got a little bit of a shadow. There we go. Okay, and then we're just going to fold that in half to make sure that it's going to fold properly, and just make sure that these still fold as well. Because these are the edges that will go over like this. Okay, and yeah, that's going to work. So next what we're going to do is turn it over, and this will become the front, and the 2 triangles that make the big triangle in the middle are the ones that we're going to put the DSP on. So it will go just like this. Okay, so I'm just going to add fast fuse to these. You can use any glue you want. Tear and tape would be pretty good. Tombow would work, it would glue the fibres together. Even the snail would work. No, any of our glues would work. But I just like Tombow. I do like Tombow, but I just like the fast fuse for when I'm making videos. There we go. So we've got one there. And then let's put some on the other one. If you have a chance to get into any kind of a swap with demonstrators or stamping up customers, it's such fun because, you know, oh, let me see how this is going to go that way, because you send out, you know, say if there are 10 in your group, you send out 9 cards all the same to people, and then what you get back are 9 totally different cards, And it's always fun to see what somebody else has done with a stamp set or with an idea. Sometimes swaps will be a particular fold, sometimes there'll be particular colours that they're using, so you can make any card, use any stamp set, and sometimes it will be one stamp set or, you know, something of a theme. Like our theme was Christmas, so everybody made a different kind of Christmas card, and it's nice to be able to look and think, oh yeah, I'd forgotten about that, like this pyramid card. So thank you, Elizabeth. You just reminded me about a great card. Okay, so now our pieces are going to fit across like this. Just let me put that on there. These are our two pattern pieces. So this one at the right hand side will be the front. And next we're going to need, let me just see which way I want this to close. I'm going to go this way. So we're going to put our white piece on here. And this is the piece that we're going to stamp on. Now, in order to work out the angle to stamp on, I just hold this piece of card here, close the whole thing up, and then I've already put the stamps that I want to use on my block. And I've used the ones that came with the paper pumpkin, and it says, "Congrats, it's your day." So I'm just going to hold that like that. And you see how I'm just working out how I want that to be. So I know I want it to go there. So what I did was I found a pencil and I just made a little mark at the top of the block and at the bottom of the block. And then I actually put it onto my grid paper like this. And how I got this line was I just put it on my grid paper, but I made sure that these lines that I'd made were level with the lines that are going across on the grid. And then I just drew round it. And I gave myself a baseline here, just so that I knew that was straight there. And then what I wanted to do was just line up the top and the bottom of my block with those pencil lines, and it gave me the perfect line. You might be able to look at the card like this. Let's turn it over so you can't see my lines. And you might be able to work out automatically how that goes, the angle and everything, but I can't do that. So I need to have sort of a guideline, and that was the easiest way to do it. So then let me find the one that I actually stamped, because there is one somewhere hiding on my desk. Somewhere, I know you're here. I don't know where I put you. Is it this one? Yeah, okay. So I stamped in the lemon lime twist, which is the colour of this paper. I just wanted it to coordinate a little bit. And then I'm just going to attach it there with the fast fuse. I'm pretty sure by working out how to do the stamping and the angle I needed, it wasn't necessary for most people. But and I probably made it more difficult for myself, but that's what worked for me. Okay, I'm just going to open that up and attach this. There we go. So now we have our sentiment on, and we're going to work on the closure. Now, Elizabeth had used little strips of Velcro on hers, and I'm going to use Velcro on mine as well. I have made these closures before. Let me just hold that for now. And I've used these little magnets, and what you do is put the two pieces of magnet together, and you can put a glue dot on the top and the bottom, and then you just pop the magnet underneath where you want it to be and glue it down, and then your magnets will be in the right place. Or if you don't want to use magnets, let me just pop those on back before I lose them. You can use a piece of Velcro, and I'm going to use Velcro, but I'm going to use the smaller ones. I'm going to use these small pieces. Whoops, they're jumping off all over now. And I coloured mine black to start with because I thought, right, I'm going to put it the black on so that it can't be seen so much. But then I thought it might be difficult for the recipient who doesn't know how this card is going to go together. So in the end, I'm just choosing white. And I've got the fuzzy piece and the loop piece, and I've just stuck them together. Now these are adhesive on the back, so you don't have to work very hard to get this to go. So what I'm going to do is I want my fastener to be about here. So I'm just going to lift the card up slightly and stick that Velcro on. So it's still got both pieces stuck together. I'm going to close my card up and then just squash where the Velcro is, and very carefully undo it. Now because I've chosen a small piece of Velcro, I'm actually going to put 2 fasteners on, but ordinarily you only need the one. I could have used the bigger Velcro dot and then I would only have needed 1. So I'm going to do the same again. I'm going to put the 2 pieces together, the hook and the loopy piece, and let's have that closed. And I'm just going to move it up a little bit. So I've got my 2 in a line. I'm going to close it up, squash the 2 pieces of Velcro together, and then that will hold it. Now, as I said, you can use magnets. You can also use ribbon to put these together. So you have your 2 pieces of ribbon, and you would put 1 piece underneath where we put the sentiment, and you would stick that on and then put the sentiment card on the top. So let me find another triangle just to show you. I had them a moment ago, didn't I? Totally disappeared. Okay, let me show you with a piece of paper. So if this was your backing, you'd put a little bit of tape, put your ribbon on, and then, you know, it would be a sentiment, so we would put it that way, and that would be glued inside. And then you would put another one, so let's fasten it. You would put another one just underneath this DSP, and that would give you 2 pieces of ribbon sticking out, that when the recipient opened it, they would think, oh, you have to do something with the ribbon, let's tie it together, so they would know. Hopefully, as you open this, you will see the Velcro and think, what does she want me to do? Oh, right, look, there's a piece of Velcro here, piece here, they must stick together. Okay, so let's get on with doing the front. Now, I'm going to open it and have it flat so that I can work on the front, because I know that I don't want my embellishment to go over this edge. If it does, then it won't fit in the envelope. So what I've sorted out for the embellishment is the marquee that came in the paper pumpkin, and it also had little tiny pearls that I've put on. And then just with a little dimensional, I've put one of the cakes on and one of the candles. And as I said, I know I can't have it going over this edge because otherwise it won't fit in. So just to check, I know this has to go really quite near the bottom like this. Right, so if I just hold it there and then fold it flat, which way did I have it? Let me just see. I think I had it like this. Just like that. Can you check that that fits in? Yeah, just fits in. Okay. So I know it's going to go like this. I'm going to move it over a tiny bit. Oh, I need to put some tape underneath, don't I? Put tape here. Let's make sure that's straight again. I want it right near the bottom. Check that that's going to fit. Because the envelopes are a tiny bit bigger than the card, so I know I can get a little bit, that's it, a little bit of wriggle room. Okay, so that's on there. And then there were balloons that were in this set as well. So I've got 2 of the balloons and I've stuck them together ready. And I'm going to just put them here. They were adhesive on the back, which made it a little bit easier. And then let me find my scissors and cut this string down a little bit so that it sticks down. And there we are. Okay. So when it's ready to be a card, this is how it'll look. And when it's ready to be in the envelope, I'll fold it like this. And then I know it will just fit into the envelope. Oh, let's pop that bit there. There we go. And it will just fit in. So there we go. Little pyramid birthday card ready for my brother-in-law, who I'm sure will love that. And he's an engineer, and his little engineering brain will work out that those 2 Velcros have to stick together, I hope. So thank you very much indeed for watching me, and I'll see you all again very soon. Thanks everyone. Bye-bye.